Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Little Women in Atlanta, season 4. No, season 6, episode 4. Okay, let's just get into it. If you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Somebody said in the comment section, you don't sing the song no more. Could you see it's like 4 a.m.? Who wants to sing at 4 a.m.? It's only 8 o'clock now, so y'all got that little song out of me. Okay, anyway, do not forget to also like this video, comment in the comment section, share it on your social media by hitting the little share button. You can follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. All of the links to all of my social medias is in the description box below. You do want to follow all your favorite YouTubers on IG. Why? Because whenever we post a video, we post about it on IG. Sometimes YouTube don't tell y'all, but we do, okay? Do not forget to also relax and to relate and to release and to center yourself and everyone around you. Also, inhale and exhale. Because sometimes we forget to breathe and whatnot, okay? Is that everything? You know what I'm saying? Got that. If it's not, say it later. Anyway, so this episode, look, they're still at the shaman's house trying to calm down the messy twins, the messy Abira. Because to me, both Abira and the twins are all the same. I feel like they all act the same or whatever. They all have attitude problems or whatever. They all pop off in one way or the other. None of them are innocent, but they both seem to fully blame the other one without taking any accountability for their own actions. The shaman and the ladies like, look, y'all have to get that y'all cannot like each other but still tolerate each other. And now it's like no one wants to tolerate anyone, so when they all in one place together, let's fight. For what? Girl, move on. Girl, it's dumb. Now we then see Abira at her house on the phone with her mama, and she talking about me and the twins was fussing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get over this anger I have with them, and when I feel mad or whatever, I just see red, and I felt like everyone was against me. And my issue with Abira is Abira do seem like she feel like if no one agrees with her, then they're against her, and they feel like she's the only one wrong. It's like you don't be the only one wrong, but you also don't be right, okay? You be causing some of the bullshit or getting involved in the bullshit of it, and then you want to act as if, well, I just reacted. No, sometimes you were the reaction of the whole thing or whatnot, okay? And I just get mad and I just see red. That means you have an issue. Look, it should take a lot to get somebody mad to see red. Abira gets mad over anything. So I think that's the issue. Like, you can't get pissed at anything and see red, but you do. Now her mom brings up how we need to calm down, okay? Calm down and let them talk, okay? Do not let what they say affect you. Let them talk and then move forward, because you are there for your kids. Your kids are the most important things, and that's why you are in the last. Like, let them be, like, let that bullshit go or whatever. But I feel like her mama is the reason she's so aggressive and angry. Her mama said in the last episode that she raised her to be like, if somebody fuck with you in the streets, if you don't fight them, you gotta fight me. Again, no child should feel like I have to fight my mama if I don't fight in these streets. I'm like, that's not good. Not good at all. Now we then see Andrea and Chris go over Money's house, okay? I just started getting pictures until now. Because Money is moving to her new apartment and everything. I'm saying Moreland sent her some money to help her get the apartment. And I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. I do still wonder, did she not work at all? Like, does any of them work? I know Juicy works. Okay, we seen Juicy working or whatever, but what else does any of them do? Like, how do y'all pay the? I guess the show. Anyway, again, but she brings up her Moreland are still trying to figure things out as far as their relationship or whatever. Now they talk about the whole shaman beating up whatever, and Andrea, well, Abira is always come at us or whatever and get it up under our skin. And Money made a great point. You have to stop letting her do that. Like, you cannot react to every little thing that she does to piss y'all off. that's the stupidity of it all or whatever. And because when you do that, it robs us all of hanging out together, because we have to kind of pick sides over who we can be cool with or whatever, or who can come to what event. She's like, look, I moved to Atlanta because I don't have any little people friends in Houston, so y'all be fucking shit up for me, okay? And true, Abira also brought up how the reason she came was so her daughter could be around other little people. I'm like, just think of the bigger picture of it all. I'm like, what? Again, y'all don't even know why y'all fussing and fighting, okay? I'm gonna leave that be. But Andrea does agree that she maybe needs to work on herself and stop being so concerned with how Abira makes her feel and work on how she reacts to it. Well, that's smart, okay? That is smart. Now, she then asked, well, what you gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? That, your sister doing whatever else or whatever. She brings it with Amanda wanting to do solo singing and whatnot. I want to do modeling. I want to be a model and show off my curve. I said a model and show off your curve. Okay. Look, not saying she can't do that, but you can't just out the blue in your late 20s or early 30s want to, God, I assume they that, I don't know, but want to be a model. Like, when have you done anything in the model world? What makes you want to do that? I'm like, girl, bye. So the whole time she talking, Chris looking like a fucking model. What? He trying not to laugh because I think he feel like she on some bullshit. She's always on some bullshit. Now he like, well, I don't really agree with her doing it or whatever, because she always comes out the blue or whatever and then say, oh, I want to do fishing. I want to go whale watching. I want to be a fisherman on a whale watching boat. It's like, bitch, what? Fisherman on the who? So she just out the blue. Like, I want to do this. I want to be a magician. I want to put rabbits out of a hat. So it's like, well, go do that. Go get some rabbits and hat and have fun or whatever. Now, Amanda goes back to see the little Dallas man. Dallas is actually an artist development coach. Now, see, I will say she's smart to get this kind of person, because if you want to be an artist, you do have to be developed a little bit or whatever. So that was a good thing for her to do. If you think about it. Now, he like, well, have you been doing the things I told you? Well, I know you said don't do any dairy food or whatever, and I need to practice. I can't stay away from dairy because I like cheese, milk, and whatever. And then I practice like once a day for like 10, like when I'm in the shower for like 10 or 15 minutes. That's when I sing. He like, you practice once a day for 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. You cannot be great doing that. That won't work. You can't do the bare minimum and expect to be the best. You not Beyonce, bitch. Okay. I feel like people don't get how much time and effort has to go into whatever it is that you want to be a craft. Y'all know how many hours I put into YouTube outside of my regular job that I do during the day? Bitch, all kinds of hours. I don't ever sleep. I get 5 hours of sleep a day. Maybe, okay? But I'm gonna leave that be too. Anyway, she's like, well, I sometimes doubt myself, you know? I don't be believing in myself or whatever. So I don't know. And so sometimes I just kind of don't do the most. He like, look, you can do whatever you want to do, okay? You can be whatever you want to be under the rainbow. I'm like, okay, if you say so. Anyway, we didn't see Abira. Abira goes to lunch with her daughter, her older daughter, who was 16, about to be 17. This is the one daughter who is not a little person. She has a son too that's also not a little person. Anyway, so they're talking about how she is now that she's in Atlanta, and they, you know, she's been there for a few weeks, maybe a few months, I don't know, but she's been there long enough to where, you know, you need to be breaking up out of your shell. Like, don't be so, you know, so sheltered and so shy. And she said, well, I don't have a social life. I don't have a social life because you don't really allow me to do stuff because you think I'm going to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have any kind of, you know, social life as a kid. Abira then feels bad because, for one, Abira got pregnant at 16, had a daughter at 17, and she brings up how her mom did not pay much attention to her, which is how she got knocked up, and she does not want the same thing to happen to her daughter. So because her daughter is not around the same age to where she got pregnant, she is maybe a little bit overbearing, a little bit protective or whatever, but she tells, like, I don't regret having you, but I will let you, you know, hang out or whatever with your peers because I don't want you making the mistakes that I've made, but I also don't want to, you know what I'm saying, shelter you too much from the real world. The daughter starts crying, you know what I'm saying, because it was a little moment or whatever, but I feel like, okay, I mean, look, teen pregnancies happen. It's not a good thing. But you also can't lock your child up based on what you did when you were a teenager. Like, if you talk to them, have open conversations, it may be easier. You can't just lock them up and throw away the key. That's not the thing to do. So again, they crown hugging the was it was. Amanda's artist development coach sends her to a dance class because she brings Minnie, Andrea, and Minnie to help her dance or whatever. And I'm like, it was a real cute scene, okay? They was getting down with the get down, okay? Moving and grooving all up and through and whatnot, okay? And they all sit around, have a little chit chat, okay? And then Amanda brings up how Dallas set this whole thing up. Oh, who's Dallas? Asked Minnie. You trying to get a new manager? Okay, you don't want me to manage you anymore? What's going on? Like, how are you meeting with the people? What is going on? If you need something, tell me. Talk to me. Let me know what you need. And Amanda point was like, look, I shouldn't have to do that. You should be the one doing that for me. You should be telling me where to go, what time to be. Like, you should be setting shit up for me, and you ain't doing that. I should not have to call you to have things set up for me. I'm like, no, that's absolutely true or whatever. She do ask, like, do you feel like you're being the best manager to us that you could be when things are not getting done and we have to do things ourselves? And well, I always feel like I'm in the middle of y'all beefing with Abira, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's why I focus on my relationship or whatever, but it's just so much on me when y'all be beefing and whatnot. And Minnie then brought up with them beefing with Abira that, well, Abira mama raised her different, I'm saying. So that's the reason why she's so aggressive, okay? Remember that. And then one twin brought up, well, maybe we don't know her, girl. Maybe we don't know as much about her like we thought. And then the other twin, like, well, no. It does not matter how she was raised. We all should know better because we've all been through things or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's very, very true. And so the twins disagree to like, Minnie, you need to book us more. We need to be booked more or whatever, and we want you to be on top of your job. And they then agreed to keep her as their manager. And truth be told, I thought that was a dumb decision because, again, Minnie wasn't a good manager. She wasn't a good manager. I mean, it was what it was. Now, we do see Abira doing things that she needs to do. She's in the studio looking at beats to make songs. Abira is the one who I feel like Minnie should have put more emphasis into manager, because she does actual, like, she really raps and does. The twins don't do shit besides twerk. The twerking twins, the tiny twerking twins is what they were. Abira was a rapper, or is a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we always see Abira doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was her or her kids, her at this little studio session, like, she's always trying to do stuff in her craft. Smart girl, okay? Now, when Minnie and Minnie come out of chit chat with her, whatever, Abira brings up how I talked to my daughter, you know what I'm saying, about not having kids or whatever, and I want to possibly go down to a little youth center or whatever and talk to kids about, who may be bullied or who just don't feel the best, so that they'll know how to, be better in life without dealing with the bullshit of other people or whatnot. Minnie brings up how she gets it because her mom was also a teen mom, and so it can be hard at that age to be, living life or whatnot. So as they're talking, Minnie say that she feel like they all should go with Abira to this youth group to talk to kids and whatnot. And they're like, no. I don't think the twins should come, okay, because I don't have time to parent someone else's children. I'm looking like it may be a fight. You don't want the adults fighting in the school with kids or whatever. I'm like, fine. Now we then see Andrea. Andrea's getting ready to go to a meeting with a modeling dude or whatever. Okay, now she went to the little modeling agency, or whatever. And before going there, Chris was like, you really shouldn't go dressed like a thot. Okay, you should really go and be dressed like a model. And I'm like, that's true. Look, Chris is an asshole. We know Chris is an asshole. He's also a slacker, but he was honestly telling her things that they would say about her. Like, you can't go dressed like you're going to a club. You have to be dressed like a model. Most models like a pair of jeans, hair pulled back, a little shirt. They want to see how your body looks, but also your natural face. And she was dressed like a thot, okay? Now, she still went in a little dress and some little sandals or whatever. It wasn't a model to me, but it was better than what she first had on. And she feel like Chris does not support her. I feel like Chris is honest with her and he has no filter, so it comes off as not being supportive. But truthfully be told, if you're going to be a model, they're going to rip you to shreds. So what he's saying is actually not bad. Because I didn't feel like it was from a hater place. It was like, girl, wear real clothes, okay? But I'm gonna leave that be. Now at the modeling thing, whatever, she was not prepared. She was not prepared. I don't think he knew she was a little person. And when she brings up how she wants to do modeling because, I have the look, you know what I'm saying, I'm pretty, I'm like, that don't make any sense or whatever. He like, what makes you think that modeling is just about look? You know what I'm saying, it's more about that. Let me see your photos or whatever. Because she also brought up how she wanted to do runway, she wanted to do fashion, lingerie. He was like, well, do you remember, have you seen, little people do runway? She's like, well, no. He said, yeah, because most designers have a look they have in mind or whatnot, and they usually build clothes for a certain size. That's true, because now you don't see many little people, well, you don't see any little people, but you also don't see many plus size people. So again, models and runway shows are typically for size 2 people. Okay, leave that be. But when he asked her to see her photographs for her lookbook as a model, she put out her phone. Oh, you have a phone? Okay, that's fine. He's like, look, just let you know, like in the future, people won't sit and wait for you to pull out photos on your phone. You need to have a whole lookbook of your looks because that's what you're supposed to have. He does look at her pictures, like, oh, you do photograph well. But again, you need a lookbook. Like I have a whole let me see you walk. She get up, do a little runway walk, and it took some time, but she did good eventually or whatever. And he like, I have a little casting coming up, so I'm gonna need you to go get a lookbook, get some photos together, go to the casting or whatever, and then once you do that, we'll see if we can go further. To me, he was very lenient with her. I think behind closed doors, they would have trashed her just for the fact that she did not come prepared. Forget that she's a little person. Forget that completely. You cannot come dressed how she was dressed with no photos and a lookbook, you know what I'm saying? And she just wasn't prepared at all or whatnot. But I'm gonna leave that be. Now, we do see Money. Money go to see Juicy real quick to say she wants to get into promoting. Okay, I know all kind of, I can help you with that and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't think this scene made me realize that this is not a good idea, whatever. But Julie's like, I'll help you as much as I can and whatnot. But Money, why you want to promote? Promote what? Parties, skincare lines, wigs, lipsticks. What you want to promote? People, animals, parties for kids, shoe stores. What is it? I'm like, I want to get a promotion, yeah, but what part do you want to do? I feel like if they cut it out, or if you don't know, what you want to do, don't try to do something just basic that you think is easy, because it's not. It really isn't, or whatever. Anyway, Juicy brings up how she was asked about from a promoter to do an appearance at a St. Patrick's Day party, and she said, of course. Okay. He then said, well, if you know some people, invite them to. And she said, oh, okay, I'll do that. Okay. Now, I was like, is that what we're gonna do? Now, they get to this event, and it is a St. Patrick's Day leprechaun type of dress-up event for them. Okay. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Now, before this one thing, I will say, they were talking about Andrea's modeling gig or whatever, which made Amanda upset because I've been telling I've been telling Minnie all this time I wanted to do something singing wise, and she didn't do shit. But how did she go and book a modeling gig for my sister? Well, because one may be easier than the other. I'm gonna leave that be too. But when they asked her how did it go, and Andrea brought up how, at times I wasn't confident talking, so saying it was that. And Minnie's was it Minnie? Either Minnie or I think it may have been Juicy, who told her, girl, you got all that mouth, you cuss out Chris, and all that mouth when you are defending your sister. Do not, not have that same mouthpiece when doing something for yourself. And I'm like, yes, do not put more emphasis on defending other people or fussing with folks if you can't put that into, promoting yourself. That is absolutely true. Okay. Anyway, back to the office. When they all figure out, oh, they want us to dress up as leprechauns, they're all pissed. Now, Juicy, as we see, is already in the outfit, so it was what it was. Her thing is like, look, I'm here to get paid, you know what I'm saying? It's a gig. That's why I stay working. I stay working. And they like, not us. We do not want to be dressed up as the leprechaun, because apparently leprechaun is offensive to little people, because people look at them as monsters and they don't like to be compared to that. I didn't know that, me personally, but I mean, I get it. So they do not want to do it at all, even if it's a paying gig. I will say this. I've seen Juicy dress up as an elf. So I feel like Juicy would take any job that pays. She don't see an issue with it if it's a paid gig versus someone just teasing you for something. Because what if somebody takes pictures of us and then makes a meme? She said, I got memes of me in regular clothes, so what does it matter if, they got, if it's a thing of me in a costume? Like, that's just dumb or whatever. So she walked around for about 15 good minutes, did a little job, got her money, and was done. And, you know, she's like, I never turn down money. And me say all money ain't good money. I mean, the fact that they also said it sucks that we won't get paid for this. It's like, would you dress up like a slave for 15 minutes and say, yes, sir, master, for some money? No, I would not. I also would not judge another black person who did. I do feel like Minnie and Abira were sitting back joking about about Juicy. So that I would not sit and do that. Like when they seen people want to take pictures with her. Oh my God, you look so cute. Look at her. Calling her cute like she's a baby. I'm looking like, no, they just mean she look cute. Sometimes I'm like, you can't be too offended, but at the same time, that's how they feel. Okay, but yeah, I just wouldn't sit around and judge somebody else for doing a paid job. Because that's what it is. I feel like, you know, teach their own. Anyway, so again, that's what that little scene was. We then see Abira go to the outreach youth program or whatever, and she's there with her daughter, whatever. You know, Money also came, and she tells them how, you know, the daughter, Mom, they may laugh at you at first, but that'll be okay. But they didn't really laugh. You did see some of the kids making faces, but I feel like they may have just either heard of her from the show, or could have just been shocked to see a little person in person. You know what I'm saying? I do think if you have never encountered a little person as a kid, as a teenager, you may have a facial reaction or whatever. Anyway, she went on to bring up how, you know, she had feelings when she was younger, their age, you know, in school or whatever, and she felt less than and whatnot, and how she had to deal with her insecurities or whatever, being depressed, how she just thought she just was not as normal as other kids, and so that made her start having sex. And what happened? She ended up getting pregnant, okay? And she breathed, I was bullied, I was depressed, I was put in trash cans, they would put me on top of vending machines, they would even she said, even to this day, I still battle with my anger because of those issues. However, you know, we have to remember that we are great, okay? And that was her little talk. It was very inspirational and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It was really, really good. Money got teary-eyed. Oh my God, it was so nice. You need to let the other ladies, you know what I'm saying, see you in that inspirational way. I do think seeing her talk here was a completely different Abira than we get when she fussed and fighting or whatever. And if she lets that side of her out more, she can get more help. Abira gets mad and just gets angry. And to me, she isn't really addressing her true emotion, which is pain and sadness or whatever. I'm going to leave that be. But we then see COVID has happened. So, like, they kind of shutting down shooting a little bit. They can't go wing faces as much or whatever. And they are bagging up their cans at their house to donate canned goods to shelters or whatever. And so the twins are at home. Juicy comes back, whatever. They bring up how it's, you know, COVID is crazy right now. They worry about Minnie because Minnie has congestive heart failure. So they FaceTime Minnie, and she wasn't feeling good either. But again, so she's not coming to this thing or whatnot because, again, her health. And so, you know, hey, okay, we love you. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. We then see all the other ladies go and meet up to, you know, do the cans and whatnot. And Abira was there with the twins. Okay, no one fought. I was like, that's good. But you can tell some time has kind of went by a little bit. So they may not be as much aggression because they also bring up how because of COVID, you know, their petty issues like just don't even matter anymore. But they bring up how they may not see each other again altogether because again, COVID was hitting, so no one knew what was going on and whatnot. But they give air hugs and the episode goes off. And then the next premiere preview shows it may be Minnie passing away. I'm not sure, but again, we shall see. So I mean, I see last season I feel like I stopped redoing it because it got boring, and I feel bored today. I don't know how this review was so long. I'm gonna probably cut it down and whatnot, but I'm done, y'all. Peace.